principal here at Jurupa Vista School of Science and Engineering, and this year our theme is empowerment. So our first thing was we were going to empower our students to tell you about what's going on at our school this year. I'd first like to introduce our very special newscasters at the Roadrunner News Network. They're going to share with you some special things happening at our school this year. Take it away, Damien. This is the Roadrunner News Network. First broadcast, take 3.
Good evening, families, and welcome to our first broadcast of RNN, the Roadrunner News Network. My name is Damien Garcia, and I will be a reporter at our Jurupa Vista of Science and Engineering of the course of the school year. Our first topic is Jurupa Vista, adopting a science and engineering focus. I'm going to turn it over to Lavanea Swatch, who is in the field with the first grader teachers. Over to you, Lavanea.
Good evening. This is Lavanea Swatch reporting from our newsroom with the first grade Miss Fisk, Miss Parla Piano, and Miss Salazar, who couldn't be with us today. Miss Fisk, how do you feel about Jurupa Vista becoming a science and engineering school?
I'm very excited to become a science and engineering school. I love teaching science, and I can't wait to participate in more science activities. I think it's a great way for staff and students to come together and to do things and promote school spirit, as well as bringing in the community and families and just joining everybody together on this journey.
Ms. Parla Piano, there have been many exciting activities in first grade over the week. What has been your favorite thing to teach so far?
I love teaching everything, but the thing I love the most is getting to know all the students and finding out everything they love doing and what their superpowers are this year.
We look forward to seeing more of our first grade students and their learning this year. Back to you, Damien.
Thank you, Lavanea, and the first grade team. We're going to head over to our reporter, Camila Alva, who's standing by with Mr. Martin and Miss Raimondo, the special day class teacher here at Jurupa Vista. Camila, are you there?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Camila Alva. I'm happy to be standing here with our special day class teachers, Mr. Martin and Mrs. Raimondo. Mr. Martin, you just joined the Jurupa Vista staff. How does it feel to be a Roadrunner so far?
It feels great. I've met lots of great students while I've been here, and our staff seems really supportive and friendly, and so I'm excited for what this year has ahead.
Mrs. Raimondo, I know you're a fan of science and engineering. What can your students look forward to learning this year?
I'm super excited because this year I will be doing Teamwork Tuesdays, so my students will get a lot of chances to work in groups, do different experiments, challenges, and we'll be doing a lot of stuff with that this year, and we'll also be working with third grade and doing STEM projects once a month with them. So I'm super excited about that.
Sounds like SDC is going to be a fun place to learn this year. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Damien.
It's always a pleasure to hear from our SDC teachers. Amira Campbell is standing by our second grade teachers. Let's find out what's going on in the second grade this year. Over to you, Amira.
This is Amira Campbell standing here with the second grade team. Miss Arthur and Miss Ramirez, who team teaches with Miss Lick and Miss Hara. Now, Miss Hara, you just joined the second grade team this year, and we're in the kindergarten team last year, correct?
Correct.
How does it feel to be working with the second grade students?
I am inspired to create opportunities for students to collaborate and to problem solve together.
Miss Arthur, what have you been most excited about this year so far?
I'm excited to meet this new group. We are working hard to become great readers and writers, but also finding out what they're passionate about so they can further explore and learn about it.
Miss Ramirez, what is the best thing about teaching second grade?
I love teaching second grade because of the students. They're very sweet, enthusiastic, motivated, and creative.
Reminds me why I love second grade. Thank you, second grade team. Back to you, Damien.
Thank you, Amira, for getting insight for our second grade teachers. I'm dying to know what's going on in fourth grade. I'm sure Miss Santos is getting into something over there. Lavanea, are you with the fourth grade team now?
I sure am, Damien. I'm standing here with Miss Williford and Miss Sanchez. You two are known for your unique teaching and love of Superman and Batman. Miss Sanchez, who inspires you to teach?
My grandmother inspired me to become a teacher, She had to quit school when she was in the 2nd grade, but she always made sure that we never took our education for granted.
Ms. Wilfred, I heard you plan on reading some pretty cool books this year. What is one you're looking forward to exploring with your students?
I'm really excited about all the books that we're going to read this year. I have some new ones and some of my old favorites, but I'm starting off the year with a book called A Snicker of Magic. I've never read it with a class before, and it has a lot of really great themes in it, and the kids seem to be liking it and looking forward to hearing the next chapter.
These teachers are quite the dynamic duo. Thank you for your time. Back to the studio.
It's always something to find out what's going on in 4th grade. I'm amazed I was just there 2 years ago. Camilla is standing by with our 6th grade teachers. Take it away, Camilla.
It's a pleasure to be sitting here with my teachers, Mr. Crow, Mrs. Desmond, and Mrs. Stauffer. Now, Mr. Crow, being in your class, we've already done things like create artifacts and created a skit for social studies. How'd you come up with these ideas?
I came up with these ideas because that's how I loved learning and when I was your age. So I love to implement that in my classroom.
Okay. Mrs. Desmond, math is pretty tough in 6th grade. What can students expect to see in your class this year to help them be successful?
This year I decided that I will be implementing more hands-on math so that we can apply it to real-world context, and so students can see that math is important in the real world and apply it there.
Thank you. Mrs. Stauffer, I love science and you really push our thinking. What's something new students can expect to see in your classroom that they've never seen before?
Something new that they've never seen before. Well, first of all, I'm going to do a lot less talking, and you guys are going to do all the talking. Questioning, microscopes, hands-on, building, bridges, mousetrap, contraptions. I don't know what's going to happen. Tune in and see.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited for 6th grade this year. How about you, Damien?
You got that right, Camilla. It's going to be the best 6th grade year ever. I do remember 3rd grade being one of my favorite school year. Amira, are you out there with our 3rd grade teachers?
This is Amira Campbell reporting live with the 3rd grade team, Miss Lushford and Miss Martin. Miss Lushford, what's your favorite thing about teaching 3rd grade?
My favorite thing about teaching 3rd grade is how much they love learning. They come to you so enthusiastic that they're like caterpillars turning into butterflies. I love to watch them grow.
Miss Martin, I know you're passionate about science. Can you share what students have been learning so far?
This year in science, we have been working on the engineering process, the design process, what engineers do, and then we just started with weather and climate. We're learning the average rainfall, we're learning about snowfall, we're learning about all the different seasons and how the weather is different all over the United States. So that's what we started with.
Looks like 3rd grade is going to be a place to be. What do you think, Damien?
I did love being a 3rd grade for sure, Amira, but I'm partially to the 5th grade teacher. Maybe this is because I just left 5th grade. The Vaneas Watch is standing by with our 5th grade team.
Thank you, Damien. I'm here with the 5th grade team of Mr. Liu, Miss Montanez, and Miss Pearson. Miss Montanez, what is something you're excited about this year?
Hi, I'm really excited for this year. We've got a lot of fun activities planned for 5th grade.
Is it also true that you're going to be working with our ASB?
Yes, I'm going to be working with ASB this year, so we have a lot of cool fundraisers and activities coming up to build our school community.
That's something exciting students can get involved in. Miss Pearson, I've heard you really like science and been doing some engineering work with your students.
My last project with my students this last week was that I challenged them to build the tallest tower that they could. They had to construct a tower out of just spaghetti noodles and make sure it was topped with a marshmallow.
Mr. Liu, you joined the 5th grade team last year. How are you liking teaching 5th grade?
I love teaching 5th grade. I had a blast with my students last year. Shout out to those students. And I am having an awesome time with my students this year.
What is your favorite thing to teach?
My favorite thing to teach is math.
Thank you all for reminding me why I loved 5th grade. Back to you, Damien.
Justin! Superheroes are running wild on Jurupa Vista. Let's check in with our on-site reporter and find out what's going on.
We're We're live from the Jurupa Vista Cafeteria where superheroes are having a dance party.
Left foot, 2 steps. Left foot, 2 steps. Hands on your knees, hands on your knees. Tap, tap, again. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. Tap, tap, slide to the left. Slide to the right. You clap your hands.
But I think back to when I started school, we have a lot of students in just TK and kindergarten this year. This year about kindergarten this year from Camilla, our reporter on location with a TK and kindergarten team.
Welcome TK and kindergarten teachers. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Mrs. Shoemate, our TK teacher, and Mrs. Duran, Mrs. Parachi, Mrs. Town, our kindergarten teachers. Mrs. Shoemate, how does it feel to be teaching TK this year compared to 3rd grade?
Well, it's a lot more running around and tying shoes and following kids.
I heard you do a lot of singing and dancing. Is that true?
Oh yes, lots of singing and dancing in there all day long. Come join us.
Thank you, Mrs. Shoemate.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Duran, what is the best thing about teaching kindergarten?
Okay, the best thing about teaching kindergarten are the students, the kids. They are so excited about learning. They're so enthusiastic, and it's an exciting day every single day.
Thank you, Mrs. Duran. Mrs. Town, you were last year. What are you most excited about this year?
I'm really excited because I have a lot of my same kids this year as I did last year, and I'm also really excited to see all the growth in all of my students throughout the year and having fun times in kindergarten.
Thank you, Mrs. Town. Mrs. Parachi, what is something special we can expect in your class this year?
This year, I think we're going to see a little bit more exploration, and we're still going to keep doing coding, but I think I'm going to try to do coding in the 2nd quarter, not the 2nd semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Parachi. Who wouldn't want to be in kindergarten? Back to you, Damien, in the studio.
Thank you, Camilla. We cannot forget staff on our campus that provide extra support for students. And we're standing by with Miss Isa, our RSP teacher, Mr. Junio, our teacher on assignment, and Miss Pedroza, our assistant principal.
I'm Mr. Junio, our teacher on assignment. Mr. Junio, you work with a lot of students on campus for reading. What can students expect to see in your class?
Well, I would like my students to expect to see a change in their reading habits. I want them to love reading as much as I love reading. I want them to read comic books, magazines, any books that they like. So I want them to love and enjoy reading.
We certainly have a lot of amazing staff on this campus, Damien.
I'm here with Miss Pedroza. So, Miss Pedroza, what are you most excited about this year?
What am I most excited about this year? Oh my goodness, there's so many different things. I love the whole science this year, the rebranding. We're going to do so many fun science activities all the way across the school. Also, just having fun this year. I think the kids are excited, the staff is excited, so I just want to have fun this year. So I'm super excited about all those different things.
Thank you, Miss Pedroza.
Thank you, Camilla. We cannot forget staff on our campus and provide extra support for students. Camilla is standing by with Miss Isa, our RSP teacher.
I'm here with Miss Isa, our RSP teacher. Miss Isa, what is the best part of your job?
It is working with children because they are my passion.
Thank you, Miss Isa. Back to you, Damien.
Thank you, Amira. Now that you've seen our talented teachers, we would like to share some interesting things going on at our school this year. This year, we will have a monthly school-wide activities with the entire school will do together. Our first school-wide activity takes flight. We'll be creating paper earthlings. I just love those. In addition, we have our family science night on Tuesday, August 28th, from 6 to 7 p.m. We have a second family science night in the spring as well as a rocket camp. I don't know how about you, but I'm really excited about that. Amira, why don't you tell them about the lab coats?
Sure, Damien. It's our goal to buy lab coats for each student on our campus so they can really feel like a scientist.
And face more cool science materials.
We are starting our first fundraiser for Otis Smuckmeyer Cookie Dough on the 29th and shooting for a fundraiser goal of $5,000.
This fundraiser goes on until September 15th. We are also having a color run in the month of October, which should be a lot of fun.
Lavanea, why don't you tell them about the new school shirts?
We have a new school logo and these shirts for sale here tonight. Tomorrow we will be sending order forms if you'd like to purchase a hoodie, long sleeve shirt, or a drawstring bag. Back to you, Damien.
Wait just a minute, I'm getting a word. We have a blooper reel of the JV staff to show you. This should be good. Roll it!
It's a pleasure to be standing here with my teachers, Mr. Crowell, Mrs. Desmond, and Mrs. Stoffer. Now, Mr. Crowell, being in your class, we've already done things like create...
So I would love for them to be able to love reading as much as I would like. Sorry, can we change that? Does this look weird though if I'm doing this? Okay.
I'm with Mr. Linnea.
Principal stands up in front of you and talks forever when all you really want to do is get I'm here to introduce our very first student broadcasters, the Roadrunner. That's our theme, and we are empowering our.
Miss, what
does this do?
We're live in the Jurupa Vista dance park.
All I'm saying is that he is so going to get it. Okay, we are so going to be able to get him back.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. Let it go.
That's a wrap.
Look at all those staff having fun. It's starting to be a great year here at Jurupa Vista. We hope you enjoyed our first Roadrunner News Network broadcast. Stay tuned for some very important information. This is Damien Garcia, over and out.
And you thought that was the end? This is only the beginning. How about a little weird science?